Please welcome Eduardo Beckford Chambers.
So Eduardo Beckford of Panama approaching the boxing ring, making his way to the red corner.
Fighting out of the blue corner from Chinese Taipei, CHIUAN Wang Jia.
His opponent is Wang Jia Jyun of Chinese Taipei. He'll be boxing out of the blue corner. So Radoslav Simon is our third man in the ring. And we're underway in this 71-kilogram light middleweight contest in the second preliminary round. It's between boxers from Panama and Chinese Taipei, an all-southpaw affair. The taller figure wearing red is Panama's Eduardo Beckford, competing in his second contest here in Belgrade, having produced an outstanding stoppage victory in the third round over Mohamed Silla of Sierra Leone. In the first preliminary round, the round of 64, his opponent is Wang Jia Jyun. He's competing in his first bout of Belgrade 2021, having received a bye in the first preliminary round. 22 years of age, good right hook landed out of that southpaw stance. Doing a good job to maintain his balance, Beckford, after almost colliding with the referee. Nice move off the right jab from the southpaw in red. But he really did demonstrate a wide repertoire of punches when stopping Mohamed Silla, the four-time national champion of Sierra Leone, who competed in the Commonwealth Games in Glasgow 7 years ago. Slowly worked him out, then with a southpaw left hook, stopped his opponent inside the distance with a composed display, and right on cue, a southpaw left dips the knees of Chuang and causes him to touch down. Terrific punch picking. And the 22-year-old forced to take a standing count. Plenty of time left in this opening round. And we talked about the patience demonstrated by Beckford in his victory in the round of 64. Can see that he possesses a physique so often associated with punches. Broad shoulders, narrow waist. And he gets terrific leverage on his shots without loading up. Bustling away with bent arm shots is Chuang. And again, still looking for some success with his work at mid-range. Is the boxer from Chinese Taipei. Did score with a good right hand to the body just before the intervention of the referee. So closing seconds of the opening round. Very good round of boxing by Panama's Eduardo Beckford. And one suspects he has taken that opening round. So it's a 4-1 split. But how about that for a scorecard? Because we've got one score of 10-8, and yet the other judge scored the round for the man from Chinese Taipei, which I do find surprising because while he was competing, I think he was outscored and outworked. And of course, a trip to the canvas doesn't necessarily mean you're going to win the round, but I think that was just a punctuation mark on what was a very solid display by Eduardo Beckford to open this, his second contest of Belgrade 2021. So into the second round then, in this all-southpaw encounter between boxers from Panama and Chinese Taipei. Beautiful right jab from Eduardo Beckford, and who took the 2019 National Golden Gloves title in Panama. Good work out of that southpaw stance once again. Straights and uppercuts. Nice movement in the pocket from Chuang. Good defenses erected by the man in blue to block a lot of these shots, but they're landing with very strong force indeed. And there's a disruptive right jab being speared out by Beckford. And for all the tucking up behind the shell that Chuan is doing, surely he's got to demonstrate a little more head movement here. Takes the right hand to the body as he comes back with the right hand to the head, but his shot was blocked, as were the subsequent two. So Chuang on the resumption, picked off by a southpaw left, swinging and missing on his forward foray. Back he comes behind high-held gloves once again. But very little head movement being offered by the more compact boxer wearing blue. Comes in with plenty of success domestically, but this is his first World Championship appearance, his first tournament outside of Chinese Taipei, so a huge moment for him. Good double right hand, body then head, but then answering right back, punctuating it with that shot to the body is Beckford. Terrific burst of action in this second round. Beckford taking the first on a 4-1 split. And why it's worth mentioning as a southpaw left snaps the head of Chuang sideways once again is because while he took it on a 4-1 split, including a card of 10-8, one judge scoring it 10-8 for Beckford, another scoring it 10-9 for the man in blue. Oh, that's a beautiful right uppercut, uncoiled, but what a set of whiskers demonstrated by the man in blue. Barely blinked as that shot landed solidly. That's not the bell for ring A. We've got 20 seconds remaining. Indeed, Mr. Radoslav Simon just instructing the boxers to continue to engage. Southpaw left not too far away from Chuang. So closing seconds of this second round. Very competitive round of boxing. Plenty of activity from both men. I happen to feel that it's Beckford who has won it. And that right uppercut again, providing a punctuation point for the man from Panama. But how do the judges see it? So it's a 3-2 split in favor of Chambers. So a very interesting set of scores being returned in what is a competitive contest. You can see both boxers erecting solid defenses. And that was a beautiful double right hand, but look at the response from Beckford. But again, I just feel the better quality on a more consistent basis is coming from the man in red. Make no mistake, CHIUAN Wang Jia Jyun in it every step of the way. And that is why we have got a contest that is in the balance as we go into the third and final round. So So the boxer from Chinese Taipei just short of the mark. Now he's trying to offer some head movement, slipping and sliding, bobbing and weaving in front of his man. At least he was to begin the round. Can he maintain that? Very disciplined with his defense, but there you see he's picked off by a right jab that just caused him to blink. Right uppercut through the middle from Beckford, who is keeping his composure. Some reddening around that right eye, and it may have been the jab which caused the man in blue to blink, which inflicted that damage. He's stealing a glance to his blue corner to receive some further instruction. But it must be a deceptive jab from Beckford. Must be very direct. He takes a counter left hand over the top from Chuang because it's not speedy, but it lands with regularity. Both men swinging away at mid-range. Good right hand landed by Chuang, but then a right jab in response as the man in blue continues to blink as he makes his way forwards. Another right jab lands and scores, and the same shot once again. Pecking left hand. Must be very little tell on his punches because it's not as though they are rapid fire, but he extends them. And a high proportion of the time they find the mark. And again, with there being no tell, not necessarily about the speed, it's just the timing. Both men swinging and missing after nice defensive maneuvers from their opponent to avoid the shot. Here's a straight shot success once again. Chuang forwards into the pocket, being tied up by Beckford. I wonder whether he's feeling the pace a little bit. Economical punch picker there. He takes a two-shot salvo from the man in blue. He bombs away with a big right uppercut, but was wide of the mark. Trying to get to work with the straight shots once again, but inside his own punching range is Chuang. Can't get his hands free. Closing seconds of a contest that was in the balance, remember, but there's the disruptive right jab once more and again, but Beckford backing up. Doesn't want to give the impression that he's being negative in the closing stages of this contest and looking to steal it. There's the 10-second clapper, both boxers leaning on. Burst of activity from Chuang is reciprocated by a right hook to the body from Beckford, who continues to peck and poke on the back foot. Given the context of the scorecards going into the final round, it's going to be interesting to see how this one is scored. I happen to think that Beckford did enough to be declared the victor here, but what say the judges? Boxers of contrasting styles, contrasting physiques in this all-southpaw affair, making for a competitive spectacle. And there is confirmation of a split decision victory for Eduardo Beckford of Panama to eliminate Wang Jia of Chinese Taipei. A 4-1 split decision victor. The judge from Zimbabwe preferring the work of the Chinese Taipei athlete over the course of the 3 rounds. Intriguing contest, that one. Entirely different statures, entirely different styles. But it's Beckford who prevails on a 4-1 split to go through to the round of 16. He'll face Alban Bakiri of Albania. That contest scheduled for the 31st of October in the evening session.